Welcome to Nahar JBN Mahakumbh. Event sponsor, Sanfit by Sanson. You have right to enjoy freedom to grow together in 12 days of virtual Global Expo from 20th to 31st August. Now let me explain today's business scenario. Trade and business is finding challenge to adapt digital. Sales and marketing veterans are not geared up selling online. Promoters are not ready to invest in digital assets. Online marketplaces are dominating markets and profits. Generation gap is growing bigger in business families with tech-savvy youth joining. Transformation of business and branding is must for survival of the fittest. How to boost your business growth in 12 days of Nahar JBN Mahakumbh. Connectivity with 9 zones and 67 chapters in India. Expand your wings with 24 plus international locations. Showcase your product or services to 1 lakh plus footfalls. Interact with top corporate presenters. Onboarded by all chapters in Inspire. Vendor and tender process by big buyers, simplified by veterans. Fully loaded exhibitor stall with unique URL given to you. You can bring direct footfall by spreading the word in your social media, WhatsApp, website, emails and telecalling. Promote your products on your stall by sampling, promo codes, brochure, offers, flyers, your social media handles like FB, Insta, LinkedIn, Pinterest and your entire team getting logged in as exhibitor and free visitor passes to generate leads for you. Your e-commerce handles like Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra, Nykaa or your own e-commerce catalogs, video, presentation, direct WhatsApp, one-to-one connect can be set up in your Mahakumbh profile. Time to showcase your credential, factory videos, facility, awards, rewards. Happy clients served by you in the past via a dynamic stall artwork running for 12 days on LED TV given to your stall. Opportunity for large brands to buckle up their graphic designers, sales, CXOs, PR and communication team on high alert mode to leverage Mahakumbh for B2B, D2C and B2G. Opportunity for small and medium-sized businesses to showcase customer-focused picture of your organization to grow fast and grow more in Mahakumbh. Opportunity for home-based entrepreneurs and freelancers to launch themselves via SSB Dome at nominal price. Business trends keep evolving and so should you. Be ahead of you. Take action now. Master your art of entrepreneurship, networking, negotiation, better understanding of consumer psychology, one-to-one connections, supercharge creativity. Let's take a dip in Nahar JBN Mahakumbh. Enhance the power of your brand. Blast your publicity to global level. Surf and swim with like-minded community. 4 options of stalls to choose with GST as applicable. Jito member, Jito youth and Jito ladies will pay 11,000 rupees. Non-Jito member will pay 15,000 rupees. Small-scale business with less than 20 lakh annual turnover will pay 5,100 for SSB Dome. International Jito members will pay $200. What are you waiting for? Now or never? This is aggregation of 9 JBN 360 program happening together. Register your stall now at Nahar JBN Mahakumbh. www.mahakumbh.online.
Three, two, 1, 0.
Excalibur by Nahar, a project by Nahar Group, one of India's finest premier real estate developers. Envisaged by architect and developer Ajay Nahar. An around-the-clock concierge ensures convenience is delivered to your doorstep. Lobby, called the Great Hall, is a cacophony of striking black and white marble with luxe gold detailing. Custom-designed high-speed elevators then transport you into a world that transcends the ordinary. Modeled after King Arthur's sword, Excalibur mirrors all its distinguished attributes. It is symphony of engineering excellence and world-class design. The layout of each home is thoughtfully constructed. Meticulously spaced columns allow for uninterrupted views of magnificent Mahalakshmi racecourse and Arabian Sea view. The 12 feet floor-to-floor height adds to the home's expansive ambience. When it comes to amenities, Club Excalibur is an exclusive residence-only space crafted to cater to one's leisure whims. The Kingdom of Dreams, which consists of a luxe banquet with private dining, the Round Table and the Morgan Le Fay Cinema with Dolby Atmos surround sound. One reaches the Tudor Green Sky Garden, the true jewel of the property. Residents have sky-high access to recreation and rejuvenation. With sweeping views of the historic Mahalakshmi racecourse set against the backdrop of the Arabian Sea, Excalibur by Nahar is situated just off Jacob's Circle in Mahalakshmi. Welcome to a life with your indelible stamp.
Welcome to Nahar JBN Mahakumbh. Event sponsor, Sanfit by Sanson. You have right to enjoy freedom to grow together in 12 days of virtual Global Expo from 20th to 31st August. Now let me explain today's business scenario. Trade and business is finding challenge to adapt digital. Sales and marketing veterans are not geared up selling online. Promoters are not ready to invest in digital assets. Online marketplaces are dominating markets and profits. Generation gap is growing bigger in business families with tech-savvy youth joining. Transformation of business and branding is must for survival of the fittest. How to boost your business growth in 12 days of Nahar JBN Mahakumbh. Connectivity with 9 zones and 67 chapters in India. Expand your wings with 24 plus international locations. Showcase your product or services to 1 lakh plus footfalls. Interact with top corporate presenters. Onboarded by all chapters in Inspire. Vendor and tender process by big buyers, simplified by veterans. Fully loaded exhibitor stall with unique URL given to you. You can bring direct footfall by spreading the word in your social media, WhatsApp, website, emails and telecalling. Promote your products on your stall by sampling promo codes, brochure, offers, flyers, your social media handles like FB, Insta, LinkedIn, Pinterest and your entire team getting logged in as exhibitor and free visitor passes to generate leads for you. Your e-commerce handles like Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra, Nykaa or your own e-commerce catalogs, video, presentation, direct WhatsApp, one-to-one connect can be set up in your Mahakumbh profile. Time to showcase your credential, factory videos, facility, awards, rewards. Happy clients served by you in the past via a dynamic stall artwork running for 12 days on LED TV given to your store. Opportunity for large brands to buckle up their graphic designers, sales, CXOs, PR and communication team on high alert mode to leverage Mahakumbh for B2B, D2C and B2G. Opportunity for small and medium-sized businesses to showcase customer-focused picture of your organization to grow fast and grow more in Mahakumbh. Opportunity for home-based entrepreneurs and freelancers to launch themselves via SSB Dome at nominal price. Business trends keep evolving, and so should you. Be ahead of you. Take action now. Master your art of entrepreneurship, networking, negotiation, better understanding of consumer psychology, one-to-one connections, supercharge creativity. Let's take a dip in Nahar JBN Mahakumbh. Enhance the power of your brand. Blast your publicity to global level. Surf and swim with like-minded community. 4 options of stalls to choose with GST as applicable. Jito member, Jito youth and Jito ladies will pay 11,000 rupees. Non-Jito member will pay 15,000 rupees. Small-scale business with less than 20 lakh annual turnover will pay 5,100 for SSB Dome. International Jito members will pay $200. What are you waiting for? Now or never? This is aggregation of 9 JBN 360 program happening together. Register your stall now at Nahar JBN Mahakumbh. www.mahakumbh.online.
Jito is a worldwide body of Jain businesses, industrialists, knowledge workers and professionals with 67 national chapters and 11 international chapters. Jito Professional Forum, JPF, one of the flagship projects of Jito, is a unique platform to involve, network, and engage Jain professionals globally and work towards professional development and growth. Another landmark project of Jito is Jito Business Network, which primarily caters to the business community. JBN, with objective of unable to engage for economic empowerment, is organizing this Nahar JBN Mahakumbh, a global virtual expo with the sole agenda of providing a platform to business networks for 400 plus exhibitors, expected more than 1 lakh visitors across more than 27 industry groups. Our topic for this session is Inside Technology Giant, Life in the Silicon Valley. We will be speaking with Sachin Kumar Jain, who is based out of Malaysia. Namaskar, Sachin ji.
Namaskar, Sanyog ji, and thanks for having me on this wonderful platform of Jito. Thank you so much.
It's a real pleasure, Sachin ji. I think we should give a little background on Sachin Kumar Jain. Sachin ji is an engineering director of the Programmable Solutions Group with Intel, Malaysia. Sachin is a senior technology leader at Intel, passionate about innovating and building world-class products and teams, targeting high-performance SoCs that push the capabilities of cutting-edge next-generation technology. Sachin has rich industry experience, having worked through multiple industry segments such as networking, automotive, and programmable logics. He's involved in various industry and academia engagement activities and has authored over 10 plus industry publications in various prestigious conferences and journals. Sachin was born and brought up in Delhi and lived in Delhi till 2015, after which he pursued a role with Intel Malaysia. He's currently based in Penang City in Malaysia. He's married and blessed with 2 kids. His wife also works with Intel, and hence it made his transition easier to his new role and place. An avid traveler, has turned towards reading books and gardening during his pandemic time. Once again, welcome, Sachin ji. So Sachin ji, before we go on to the official topic of the day, I want to ask you something which is very close to me. Tell me, how did you and when did you notice that you had passion for technology and innovation?
Right. Well, Sanyogji, my father had a great influence towards my inclination on engineering. He's a mechanical engineer by profession, and he used to work with a company called Somani Ceramics as a maintenance department manager. He did his engineering long back in '68 from Punjab Engineering College, Chandigarh. We used to live near his office, and he used to spend a lot of time trying out new ideas in his production lab. Quite often, I used to accompany him as well, and he used to show me how manufacturing was becoming more and more automated with the help of machines. That was my first into engineering. Seeing those things work used to get me excited. Then later, he started taking me to certain science fairs and trade exhibitions. At that time, I mean, in '90s, I mean, there was not much, but there were some exhibitions that used to happen in Pragati Madan in Delhi. And my father used to diligently take me there. He himself was an avid engineer, so he used to explore a lot of things. And there I got a bit more exposure to the interesting developments happening around the world. By that time, I had already made up my mind that I wanted to dive into engineering and make a difference.
What a beautiful start. And when I go back and I think how I got into education line, my dad he was an educator. And he built our first home close to the university campus. And I didn't even know, and I didn't even realize that what kind of an influence it had on my life. So our parents, they really, even without we realizing, they have a great influence on the choices that we made. They didn't push us, but somehow they were instrumental in really, I should say, bringing alive some of our early interest.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So Sachin ji, I recall Intel ad, and there was a very nice chime at the end of the ad, Intel Inside. So technology is everywhere, visible and invisible to eyes. When we say technology, what are we really referring to?
Well, in the last few years, the speed of technology enablement and penetration, if you see, have really accelerated. More and more people around the world, and more so in the developing nations, have now access to internet. Today, it is possible to order anything around the world with just a click of a button, right? That's a huge change. And there is a huge cloud infrastructure that has been developed on the background. Although much of this is transparent to the user, but if you see, I mean, it enables us to do so many things, and it's getting smarter day by day. We call this phenomenon, as in technical terms, we call it from smart cloud to intelligence on the edge. So through this network and infrastructure enablement, all the spheres of people, be it students, small and medium enterprise owners, large corporations, everybody is benefiting out of it. And more so in this time of pandemic, right? You can see all of this is coming together, from remote education to even remote doctor's consultation to ordering everything online, food, clothing, groceries, I mean, you name it. And then there are these other options like devices, laptops, smartphones, wearables. I mean, you have smart watches and all that. I mean, that give you so much of extra data that helps you to monitor your health and other stuff. So yeah, I mean, technology is now touching everybody's life, either in the foreground or in the background, in a way or other.
I can see renaissance in at least several fields, and one particular field which I am able to see very closely is the medical, because my wife is a physician, and the way telehealth has taken up, it is really, really amazing, and what we can expect in times to come. Sachinji, when we think about technology, we cannot think about technology without thinking about Silicon Valley. Give us an insider view, those of us who have never visited that place, how Silicon Valley keeps its mystique, charm, and leadership year on year, decade on decade.
Well, that's a very interesting question. I mean, Silicon Valley has been the birthplace of so many innovations that have changed the face of the world as we see it today. It all started in a small garage, in a small room somewhere in Steve Jobs, where they started designing the computer. Right in '70s came the computers, the first computer, and then came the race towards making these computers powerful. By '90s, the computers were already enough powerful to fly the aeroplanes. With that kind of computing in hand, came the era of wider deployment in industrial and office spaces, because there were a lot of compute capability available and we were not leveraging it enough. Then came the new era of internet, right, which changed the rules of the game. It allowed people to connect with each other while sitting at their homes. This was a different paradigm altogether. So, but with all of this, one thing that has been constant with Silicon Valley is the change, the never-ending spirit to invent new things, uncover the undiscovered. Right. So that, just think about it. Right. All those inventions that we just talked about, this all came out of our own generation. The one that have not even exposed to all these things, yet we dare to dream and invent these wonderful things. Imagine the millennials, the kids that are living in their childhood with all this technological exposure from day one. What are they going to innovate in future? It's even hard to imagine. But I'm sure there is enough in store for us, and I'm sure we all will be surprised going forward.
I think at least someone like me, I would be, I should say, pleasantly surprised. Being a baby boomer. I mean, first time when we really saw the computer was when we were about 25. And imagine these kids, they start in their playpen, there is technology over there. So what they will do is going to be very, very pleasant. It will surprise everybody. Sachinji, in the technology field, leading companies can become laggards and laggards can become leaders. How does a company like Intel maintain its relationship position decade after decade?
Yeah, well, that's quite true, particularly and more so in the field of technology, right? That it's easy to become the number one player or reach to the top, but it really needs a lot of hard work, perseverance, and continuous strive towards excellence, right? That to stay there. Um, in the last few decades, I mean, I have seen big names such as Motorola, I mean, Sun Microsystems, IBM, Fairchild. I mean, these are certain names which many of our generation might have heard, but they have more or less disappeared, right? Since they were not able to keep up with the times. So it is very important to keep innovating and thinking in future about next 5 years, 10 years, how's the world going to look like while maintaining the current leadership position. Uh, and then with all this exposure, the east part of the world, particularly India and China, is catching up. So no longer it's Silicon Valley is the only one where all the innovation is happening. It is also now there is a greater competition from China, Korea, Taiwan, India, and these upcoming economies of the world. By the way, in Intel, over so many years, if you see Intel's history as well, we have transformed itself over many years from a pure desktop PC design-based company into a design everything corporation. And today, if you see Intel, which started as a desktop CPU designer in 80s, we are designing chips that helped us to build servers, 5G networks, wearables, driverless automotive cars, medical and industrial automation, you name it, right? Every field, any field, you have an Intel chip into each and everything which is enabling any sort of technology. So Intel is determined, I mean, to improve the life of every individual on the earth through its technological advances.
Yes, and of all the different things which are in the pipeline, I think the one that I am very eagerly waiting for is the 5G and also the driverless cars. I think it's going to be a lot of fun in Bangalore how they get introduced.
Absolutely. I hope the cars would drive better than what the individuals do.
I would agree with you on that. You know, there will be at least less road rage. So Sachinji, you know, pandemic has opened new windows of opportunity. What can business leaders in India learn from examples of Silicon Valley and especially from technology giants like Intel?
Well, that's a real good question. How do we leverage all these technological advances to our benefit? Uh, our ecosystem and use model in India is very different than the West. So, as more and more penetration of internet and broadband facilities are increasing day by day in India, more and more people are getting connected. We can already see a big jump of online marketing and services model being enabled, be it food, groceries, clothing, you name it, right? I mean, everything is online. Besides, with excellent digitization and online payment initiatives from the government of India, I mean, these models are getting accelerated. So it is important as business leaders in India, it is important for us to look beyond the traditional business models and enable new ways through which we can enhance our reach to the target audience. Today, everybody, gone are the days when people used to stand in a line and buy grocery, right? Today, everybody needs convenience. People pay for conveniences. So focus has to be on providing customer experience, be it online ordering or delivery or the quality of products. So that's the key. Then we also need to focus on innovation. One of our closest neighbors, right? I mean, China. I mean, if you see, they're spending so much time on innovating new products. In fact, you see a lot of Chinese products on the market in the shelf. Even on the red lights and all, you see, I mean, vendors are selling those products. Half of those products, sometimes you don't know what to do. But once you see that product, you somehow find a good use of it and you start using it. So those products in itself are creating needs for the customers, right? And hence these products create a market and ecosystem for themselves.
Mhm.
So that's how you have to create those kind of ideas and sell those ideas. By the way, India in itself was the inventor of this key coin term called jugaad, right? So
Mhm.
and I've heard it a lot of times with my parents and everywhere you go. I mean, oh, it's working with jugaad. But
Mhm.
this is what an idea is, right? It's time to take that step forward, to take that jugaad into something more, which makes India great for next few years.
And jugaad was everywhere, including in the mother's kitchen also. It was there. Sachinji, so much has changed in terms of where do you work now? And technology, as we know, was always talent driven, and top talent has been scarce no matter what industry we are talking about. But, remote working has shown us that talent pool can be accessed no matter where it is located. So how do you see this particular trend help the industry? And I'm speaking more in terms of in the context of India.
Okay. Well, I mean, this pandemic has really already taught up few things to us. One of it one of it is that you don't really need to be working from home to make things work. It was kind of, I mean, hard to imagine how you would get so much of productivity working remotely. I still used to, I mean, working from home was such a taboo. I mean, if you go and ask your manager or your supervisor that I'm going to work from home tomorrow, it was in his mind that he's taking a day off, right? So, but things have changed since then, right? Nobody would have ever thought that working remotely, not even stepping in office, would give equivalent or even better productivity. Uh, so, and nothing has stopped in last 1.5 years. In fact, on the contrary, we have seen that areas, when there are certain areas where we are seeing better productivity and productivity increase in terms of workplace output. So every crisis give us some learnings, and I'm sure we will come out of it with flying colors. However, one thing is for sure, that life is not going to be the same as before. There will be some new norms. We just need to embrace it and move forward. It provides us various opportunities as well, right? We are looking at a talent on the go. So if you think about it, I mean, how cool it is. I mean, if you have the right skills and talent, you don't have to worry about relocating and other hassles. I mean, or looking for any visas or any approvals to go and work anywhere. You have a talent, you can be enabled at any point of time. The only thing that you need is a good broadband connection and a bank account to get your salaries credited. So there are some challenges as well. I mean, like intellectual property and security are bigger concerns for bigger organizations. But I'm sure, I mean, with these upcoming work models, things will get worked out. Yeah, I would say, I mean, as a general advice to the new people and maybe new generation or upcoming engineers and would-be engineers would be to keep adding skills. I mean, sharpen your axe, keep sharpening your axe. Any time is a better time to learn something new. Keep learning, keep developing a new skill set, and with those new skill set, there will be enough opportunities around the world to contribute as the model is transforming. People will be looking out for knowledge, and it's already a scarcity in today's times.
I loved it when you said how cool it is, really how cool it is. I am in Bangalore, you are, and we are tapping into your talent in Malaysia, and this is going to be broadcasted all over the world. So it is really very, very cool. Sachin, in the previous century, technology was really an enabler, and you also talked about the history of technology. But in this century, technology creates the competitive differentiator. The distinctions have become more profound in the emerging new reality. What and where are the new opportunities, and how can business leaders from our community leverage these opportunities?
Well, Sanyogi, you have put it very rightly. I mean, technology is no longer an enabler, right? It is a competitive differentiator today. So, as I said, right, my only request with everyone in the community and outside is to embrace this technological advancements with open arms. Only way to survive is to move with time. There are opportunities everywhere in whatever you do, right? So think of technology as an enabler. Use it to your convenience. At the same time, we have to be very sure that we don't become a slave of it too. But as I said, I mean, if we focus on customer conveniences, And if we could do anything that can help to improve the life of the individuals, it will eventually get traction. And as we say in Intel, right, developing technologies to improve the life of every individual on Earth. So I would leave it there with that kind of quote, and ask people to really break the taboo, go with open arms, and embrace the change.
Technology is not just an enabler, but it is to improve life and do good for each and every person. So, ladies and gentlemen, there we have it. Move with the times. We heard about from where Sachinji got his inspiration. Use technology as an enabler, but don't become a slave. Maintain a balance. Talent and skills is the king. Yes, data is the new oil, but talent and skills is the king as far as individuals are concerned. Embrace the change. Start using technology. Use it to your convenience. Sharpen the axe. Talent on the go. It does not matter where you are. You can still be very, very productive. And rebrand the Jagar. Give it a new meaning. So thank you very much, Sachinji, for taking the time and speaking to us right in the middle of your workday. So I really appreciate it. And I hope, ladies and gentlemen, you got a lot out of this conversation with Sachin Kumar Jain of Intel Malaysia. Thank you.
Thank you, Sanyogji, for having me here. It was a pleasure talking to the audience here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.